All right, Nancy, I'm sure both of them will be trying to do that. Gino Auriemma going for his third national championship. Oklahoma trying for its first. Scott Yarborough, Lisa Mattingly, and Melissa Barlow, the officials who have the honor of working tonight's championship game. And UConn controls the opening tip. Player of the Year Sue Bird will set up the offense.
And Oklahoma will stay in their straight-up man-to-man defense.
Swin Cash backs in, missed the first shot. And a foul underneath on Asia Jones going for the rebound.
Well, I think the other three ways to beat a top team is 1, foul trouble, 2, injuries, and you hope no kid gets injured. And the 3 is poor shooting. And in warm-ups, Connecticut looked a little tight.
Ross to Caulfield. Ross, an excellent three-point shooter. Caulfield works in, forces one up from 15 feet, didn't get the bounce, but good hustle by Ross for the offensive rebound.
You know, so much has been made of how offensively powerful these teams are, but defensively, they take pride in what they're able to accomplish. Both these teams are capable of coming up with big steals and stops at key situations.
Well, all UConn has done is match the best ever, allowing only 51.1 points a game over the course of the season. There's a poor pass and picked off by Cash. Missed the shot, got it back. Swin Cash opens the scoring.
So much has been made, and Gino Auriemma has talked about his players, the intensity level that they bring to the game. Just their passion to win for each other.
Caulfield, nice pass inside, and Caton Hill gets the first bucket for the Sooners.
And good execution by Oklahoma. Sherry Cole said, we've just got to be us. Had a chance to talk to her before the game. We'll stay right with them and not be intimidated.
Beautiful scoop by Williams. Quickly down court to Stacey Dales, the All-American guard. She tries to penetrate, kicks it back to Caulfield, and Caulfield is fouled beyond the arc.
Well, here's the thing you hope. Frustration, because what happened in the first meeting with these two teams, 9 players had 4 fouls, and 2 of them fouled out. Both coaches would like to see this game played and not a lot of fouls called, because they felt in that first meeting in December that there was so much stoppage, nobody got into a flow.
There were 49 fouls called in that ball game. It must have lasted forever. Caulfield is an 86% free throw shooter. She misses the first. In fact, she's number 1 all time at Oklahoma. With this one, she has a chance to tie at 4.
I talked to Gino Auriemma before the game, and he was talking about how high-powered offensively these two teams are. He said, but we'll run. Don't not look for us to run. We'll get our transition game going, but we want to change the pace. We want to try and make Oklahoma walk the ball up a little bit, make them uncomfortable in their offense.
A nice reach-in steal by Caton Hill, and then Ross trying to make something happen inside, threw it away.
Well, Roslyn Ross coming off a career-high 26 points the other night against Duke, had the shot, being unselfish. And, you know, both these teams start 4 seniors, so as much information has been given out about this Connecticut team, this Oklahoma has 4 pretty good seniors also.
Little handoff to Bird. Beautiful pass inside by Williams.
And what makes Connecticut so tough too, Mike, is the fact that their front line team, their players with Swin, Cash, and Williams, they are adept at passing the ball and look for each other.
And catching it. There's another turnover for Oklahoma. Lanisha Caulfield throws it away. That's 3.
Here's the ball inside to Tamika Williams, and look at her split the defense. And you see Cash on the weak side, and that's one thing that Sherry Cole talked about, is that we can't help out too much down low because of the way that they are able to pass the basketball.
Cash got into the lane, knocked away. Bird with a loose ball, leans into it from the baseline. Did not get the roll, but Cash is right there to follow.
And you can see Sherry Cole very upset about the non-blockout. She had said to me before the game, it's not the first shot that bothers me. It's the second and third shot that the Huskies are able to get those shots to go down.
Swin Cash was the only one who left her feet and got that rebound.
Sherry Cole, who was the assistant coach with Gino Auriemma this past summer on the Junior World Championship team that went to Czechoslovakia. And they picked up a little bit from each other.
Caulfield cut off at the baseline. Good pass to Talbert. Can't hit the shot, and here comes UConn. Loose ball, stolen, and a foul.
Caton Hill knocked that ball loose. And right now, Connecticut's getting called for fouls.
Tamika Williams will pick up her second. Second foul.
Sherry Cole said coming into this game that in a series, we might have a tough time. Best out of 7, best out of 9. But you know what? That one game, we got a chance. And that's what a lot of coaches were saying this weekend, saying Oklahoma believes in themselves that they can beat the Huskies.
Taurasi from 3. But the follow is good. Tamika Williams puts it back in, and this is what Connecticut was able to do in that first meeting. Control the backboards. Asia Jones, in fact, had a career-high 18 rebounds in that game.
That offensive glass is going to do it for Connecticut because they've got the advantage inside, and Connecticut really not pounding the ball inside as of yet. They've taken some outside shots, but it's the offensive rebounding.
They've missed a lot of their initial shots, but they've been able to follow, and there is Asia Jones, the senior from Piscataway, and it's 12-4 UConn. Caulfield kicks it back outside. Williams on Stacey Dales. Caulfield cutting, knocked away. Dales got it back, then tries to hit the layup and misses. One and done for the Sooners. Bird, great hesitation, then lost it out of bounds.
Sue Bird cannot believe that a foul was not called off that drive.
Connecticut with the early advantage. They're up 12-4 on Oklahoma. Connecticut with the early lead on Oklahoma. Let's go to Michelle Tafoya.
Mike, in the timeout, Gino Auriemma looked at Tamika Williams and said, hey, you have 2 fouls. Don't worry. Keep playing. I'm leaving you in. Don't worry. Then he turned to the rest of the team and he said, hey, all the nervous energy, all the all of the nerves, they're gone now. Let's take it in 4-minute clips from now on, 4 minutes at a time. Mike?
Michelle, I'll tell you where the nerves are right now with Oklahoma. They're down 12-4 and are just getting wiped out on the boards. Caulfield, nice drive with the left hand.
Well, that and the fact that they were 1 of 5 before that shot was made by Caulfield. Caulfield and Ross have to get involved in the offense. The guards have 60% of the points on this Oklahoma team.
Bird, nice entry pass to Asia Jones, and she gets the easy one. Sue Bird with another assist. She's already broken Jen Rosati's single-season record. And UConn has more assists as a team than any club has ever had. Nice runner by Rosalind Ross.
And Rosalind Ross really has to get on track. Sherry Cole said that she's the one player that fuels everybody else when she starts hitting shots.
14-8 UConn. Pass a little too strong that time, and good hustle by Talbert to get down and tie it up. And the possession arrow will give the ball to the Sooners.
Jamie Talbert doesn't get a lot of credit. She's a senior on this team at 6'2", out of Elkhart, Kansas. And she was a junior transfer, but she fills that role in the middle with her size and just does the little things.
She saved her best game of the year for Texas when she had her only double-double with 16 and 10, so she's certainly capable. Talbert guarded by Jones. Caton Hill against a double team. Forced the shot up, somehow got it back, then forced it up over Swin Cash, who intimidated her shot.
And she still knocked it loose.
Bird, no look, Asia Jones.
Caton Hill had knocked the ball loose, and that gave her teammates the opportunity to get back on transition. They did not, because you can see how well the Huskies pass the ball down the floor, and their big players run so well, even off the trailer, down the middle. Oklahoma's got to do a better job.
Dales with the open look at the 3, couldn't hit it. 16-8 Huskies. Asia Jones this time from 16 feet. Caton Hill, the outlet to Dales. They need to get her involved more in the offense. Caulfield excellent penetrator. Caulfield has a half dozen.
Well, here's what Gino Auriemma says. You see now Diana Taurasi changing the pace of the game. He said, we're capable of scoring a lot of points, and so is Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma would like to have this a high-scoring game, although Sherry Cole told me before the game, no, we can win with a low-scoring game or a high-scoring game. Lanisha Caulfield with a nice pump fake and then goes around the defense, finishing off, going to the basket. And that's the one thing Oklahoma, again, Mike, they've still got to continue to attack and be aggressive. They cannot be intimidated by this Connecticut team.
Williams will go out for Connecticut. Ashley Battle checks in for the first time. The last foul call was on Caton Hill, her first, and the first against Oklahoma in this half. Bird, excellent defense by Ross. Just picked her pocket on the way up.
Oh, nice pass.
Ross left alone, and credit the passing of Oklahoma for getting that open look. 16-13.
Foul trouble, obviously playing a role in this first half so far. Connecticut, they had some quick calls on them, and they played a little tentative.
Cash back out to Taurasi, 3-second call.
Rosalind Ross with the quick hands, knocking the ball out of Sue Bird. And then she goes down on the other end. She passed the ball out high, and defensively, Connecticut just left Rosalind Ross open. You cannot leave the shooters alone.
Jackson in for the first time for Oklahoma. Caulfield for three. This would tie it off the mark. Jackson kept it alive, and good hustle by Caton Hill to track it down.
And like anything, Mike, it's about execution. Who's going to execute the best within their offense in this game and knock the shots down?
Caulfield backs it out. Caton Hill got into the lane. Can't hit the shot. Taurasi, nice outlet to Bird. 3-on-1. Cash may have overpassed, but it'll work anyway as Ashley Battle scores.
But to start it out, Diana Taurasi so strong in the upper body to get that ball down half court with the outlet pass to Sue Bird. And they're going to call the ball to Oklahoma.
I thought it was tipped by UConn. That's the call. It's 18-13, 11:53 to go, first half of play.
Connecticut by 5 in the championship game over the Sooners. But see this little masterpiece here? That's Sarah Hughes, who upset Michelle Kwan at the Olympics in Salt Lake. Ever since she was on the cover of SI, her team, Oklahoma, took it, framed it, put it in their locker room. They traveled with it. This has been their inspiration and their motivation. On the back is their team picture. Everybody from the freshmen, softs, juniors have added a piece to the puzzle. Guess who has the final piece? That would be Stacey Dales if they win against Connecticut tonight.
All right, now they're within 5. Jackson travels. And they're going to get Dales back in the ball game. She got a brief rest.
Well, one of the things, again, Sherry Cole said before the game to me is that we've got to have smart passing. We cannot have the dumb turnovers. If we're going to turn the ball over, we need to do it in transition. We need to have something created, and we're being aggressive. We can't just turn it over when nothing is happening. That is going to hurt us.
And you saw all the points coming from the Connecticut front court. The All-Americans, Bird and Taurasi, have yet to score.
We mentioned Sue Bird was a little tight before the game, and she's just got to go out here and have fun, loosen up a little bit. There's a block shot. Diana Taurasi wanted the foul.
Let's check in with Michelle Tafoya.
Well, Mike, in the last timeout, Gino Auriemma was quite animated. He said, we have not gotten one loose ball because we tip it and stand there and watch Oklahoma get it. Also, we can't settle for jump shots. The ball has to go inside, then come out and swing cash. If you get the ball in the lane, don't stand there and hold it for 15 seconds. Get it out to someone quick. He was quite lively, Mike.
To say the least, Michelle.
18-13, UConn with the lead.
And the shots they're getting, Mike, and the ball they said was blocked, but Connecticut is a little bit standing around. They're looking to get the ball inside, but then the perimeter players, Bird and Taurasi, are standing. In the game the other night against Tennessee, they were cutting to the basket an awful lot.
Just like that, but a travel call on Swin Cash as she took the inbounds pass. So Connecticut making uncharacteristic errors. That's a half dozen turnovers.
And one thing that Connecticut did so well against Tennessee and all season long was their out-of-bounds play, and they have not looked sharp on their out-of-bounds.
Shannon Selman, number 40, is in for Oklahoma as Caulfield knocks down the jumper. She has 8 in the first half, and we're back to a 3-point lead.
Caulfield with a nice little crossover going back to the baseline just shook her defense. And you can see Caulfield and Ross are just, and Ross is out of the game right now, Jackson in the game, but they are playing great defense. Diana Taurasi with a nice fadeaway with Stales in her face.
Good off-balance jumper. 20-15. Now the first points from the UConn backcourt on that jumper.
Lanisha Caulfield at 5'9". Look at the crossover, sends Bird the other way. Bird was concerned about the pick by Stacey Dales on the high side and went baseline. And again, the open shots Oklahoma's knocking down.
Dales just inside the three-point line, can't hit it. Knocked out of bounds.
And Gino Auriemma pleading his case to his players. The ball's right there, go get it.
Gino telling Sue Bird what he wants on this trip down.
Well, he really feels that his players are capable of playing the half-court game and slowing things up. They've done it a lot more this year.
Cash backing in, strong move to the bucket. Missed the shot, but draws the foul.
Well, the Oklahoma fans wanted the elbow by Swin Cash. As she came in the middle, watch the right elbow, just kind of, she dips that shoulder right into Stacey Dales. Dales gets called for the foul, but Swin Cash dipping that shoulder. The Oklahoma players be a little bit more aware of it.
3 of 5, 6 points.
Cash, an average free throw shooter, and this is the first 69.1 on the year.
And as much as this pace has kind of slowed up for Connecticut, you wonder in a sense, is it hurting them? As far as the transition, they love the transition. They've had it a couple times, and they've scored off it. But in the half court, they're struggling a little bit.
They're such a wonderful running team.
But as I said, Gino Auriemma said before the game that he just wants to make it a little unfamiliar to Oklahoma.
Right now, maybe a little unfamiliar to Connecticut. Caulfield made a good move to get free, then lost the ball inside to Taurasi. Bird's got that fifth gear. Taurasi likes that little fadeaway off-balance jumper. She's hit 2 in a row, and it's 23-15.
She is so strong, and she's gotten so better at putting the ball on the floor. Nice cut.
Backdoor cut by Caulfield, but she can't finish.
Oh,
Taurasi, great pass. Cash.
Did you see that?
That was pretty. Swin Cash with 9, and Connecticut has its biggest lead of the game. Dales with a runner. Won't go. Here comes Williams to Taurasi. Ahead to Bird. And Bird drops it off, but a whistle and a foul.
As you said, Mike, it looks like the Huskies feel a lot more comfortable in that transition game. The last 3 possessions, that's what they've done.
Foul was on Selman, her first, and Bird a little slow to get up.
As a freshman, she tore her ACL.
Like 3 minutes into her career.
And could not redshirt that year. They would not give her the red shirt, but sitting on the bench helped her tremendously. And Stacey Dales was a redshirt freshman, tore her ACL, so she's in her 5th year.
Sue Bird has started 117 games for Connecticut. They've won 113 of them. Unbelievable.
And wasn't hurt that much on that shot.
27-15. Undefeated and number 1 Connecticut playing the second-ranked Sooners of Oklahoma. Again, another good backdoor cut, but they can't get a shot out of it because of Asia Jones' defense. Bird nearly thrown away. Taurasi with a quick shot, a little strong. Here comes Jackson. Taurasi back on defense. Good crossover.
Deanna Jackson, only a freshman, really changes the complexion for Oklahoma. It even gets higher up tempo for them when she's in the floor. And you really like how the fact that she took the ball right to the basket against Diana Taurasi.
Averages nearly 7.5 off the bench. Taurasi for 3. Hill's been hustling all over the court. She's gotten a lot of loose balls so far. Dales had an open shot and passed on it. Now she drives. Stacey Dale. That's her first bucket, and it couldn't have come at a better time for the Sooners. It cuts the lead back to single digits at 27-19.
We talked about the stars shining. Well, Sue Bird knocked down a 3, and Stacey Dale's taking it upon herself, getting her team involved, seeing the wide open lane, going to the basket. She missed one earlier, but she knows that she's not going to give up because the inside play is wide open. The impressive thing is Oklahoma has continued to attack this defense of Connecticut, and they've stayed right with the Huskies.
Tomorrow on ESPN, Major League Baseball opening day presented by Home Depot. It starts at 1 o'clock Eastern. The Phillies and the Braves. That'll be followed by the Rockies and the Cardinals. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. One of the great times of the year when optimism shines on everybody.
Opening day, Dodger Stadium, Tuesday. We're there.
Michelle, what do you have?
Oh, Mike, Gino Auriemma clearly trying to stop the momentum of Oklahoma by calling that timeout. Told his team, what did I say about taking control of the game? You gave up 2 easy layups. Now get out there and take control of the game. Mike?
And this is with them up by 8, Michelle.
I want to know if he was animating.
Just like a Disney drawing. Taurasi penetrates this time and drops it off for the easy layup, scored by Tamika Williams.
That's the first time that Connecticut has been able to get into the lane like that and with the quick pass down low. That's the kind of passing that Connecticut does so well when they get inside and those short, crisp passes.
Caton Hill for 3. Boom. Hill, a 37% long-range shooter.
And Caton Hill, a solid player. Only a junior. She'll be back next year. She had 14.6 rebounds against Duke the other night.
Oklahoma hitting 40% early, and a foul on the jump shot by Swin Cash. And that will go against Caton Hill, her second.
Caton Hill was a Kansas Player of the Year her sophomore year in '97, and then she transferred to Ada, Oklahoma, and played in Oklahoma. Went to camps for Sherry Cole. When she was a sophomore at camp, Felicia Whaley, who was Big 12 Player of the Year, and really the start of this whole program, and first recruit for Sherry Cole, Felicia Whaley was saying, you got to get this kid, she's stronger than I am. And Caton Hill was only a sophomore in high school at that time.
11 points already for Swin Cash. 7:13 to go, first half. Connecticut's passing ability has made a big difference here in the first half. They're up by 9. 31-22 UConn. Let's check in with Nancy Lieberman.
Hey, Mike, if you want to learn how to run a fast break, check this out. UConn gets the rebound, and watch where the outlet pass goes. Right there. Stop it right there. This is the outlet pass. That is Taurasi with the ball. Her shoulders are going up the floor. They're not to the sideline. Now they get the numbers. They push tempo, and she can find her bigs on the inside. You wonder why they lead the nation in scoring?
They do such a good job getting their fast breaks from everywhere on the floor, not just on the wings, but down the middle.
Ross, good long-range shooter, couldn't hit that one. Kept alive, though, and Ross got it back. Jackson, good pass to the open Caulfield. Ross again under pressure from Taurasi. It's a 2, but it's good.
They call her the silent killer. She comes up with the big shots at key times.
Taurasi goes baseline, had it knocked away.
Roslyn Ross, a third-team Big 12. Little pump fake right there, gets Taurasi off her feet. And really, Roslyn Ross is not intimidated by anybody.
Asia Jones back in the game, misses the short jumper. Here comes Caulfield.
It's interesting talking to a lot of people here this weekend saying, well, Roslyn Ross has a mismatch. She can't stay with the Connecticut people. They're too big. And I just think size, you can't, doesn't matter how tall you are, it's the size of the heart. And Roslyn Ross definitely has that heart.
Sure does. We've seen that already after she had the career high against Duke in the semifinals. Williams with a miss. Nice outlet by Talbert. Caulfield one-on-one into the lane, kicks it back outside. Ross open for three, rimmed out. Nice rebound to Maria Conlon, who's on the court for the first time.
That would have been a huge basket.
Yes, it would. Would have cut it to 4. Bird with a chance to get a little breather with a 7-point lead.
Connecticut, though, in their half court, the last possession, it's not the kind of shots that I think that they want within the offense.
Asia Jones was open, finally got the ball, then lost it. Jackson to Ross. Oh, a nice first step. Dale's running the baseline. They get her free for the jumper.
Well, Sherry Cole has gone to that 4-guard offense, and Talbert is in the middle. She feels that Connecticut has a tougher time matching up because of their quickness. That Connecticut's big players that Gino Auriemma has out on the floor have a more difficult time going out on the perimeter.
Taurasi being very deliberate, bringing it up. And this is going to be a reach-in foul on Talbert. Let's go to Michelle.
Well, Mike and Anna, you notice how much Connecticut is slowing this game up. They lead 31-24, but don't let the score fool you. Gino Auriemma continuing to ask his team to take deep breaths and relax, and that's why he's slowing down the offense. Instead of having them just run up and down the floor, he's trying to get them into something half court and calm them down. Mike, Annie?
All right, Michelle, thanks very much. This is Conlon. Asia Jones, who's had a good first half, knocks this one down.
Well, as you said, it's been the big players inside. 11 of 14 from the front line for the Huskies, and only 3 of 9 in the backcourt for the Huskies.
Jones has 8. The lead is back to 9. Little weave outside for Ross. Jackson in the lane, got the bounce.
But Jackson the other night against Duke was a little nervous when she came into the game, and Sherry Cole told her, just shoot the ball, you'll be okay.
She can give you points in a hurry coming off the bench. Bird's back in there with Conlon in the backcourt. And this is an offensive foul, I believe, on Swin Cash. That will be her first, the 5th team foul. Both teams have committed 5 here in the half.
Swin Cash getting position, and you see that left arm going way outside. Stacey Dale's also doing a good job making herself go wide, so it looks like it's really a big hold out there.
You straighten that arm out, that's usually a good signal for the official to make a call. Approaching the 4-minute mark of the first half, 33-26. Jackson. Good pass to Stacey Dales. She scored over Jones. 4 for Dales.
Not only a quick pass, but a quick shot by Dales, because Ashley Battle was coming over to help out on the weak side. But good play, and we talked so much the other night about Connecticut and their bounce passes. Oklahoma's had some pretty good bounce passes.
There's the travel. And they have defended the bounce passes of Connecticut rather well, too. UConn is up, but only by 5. Connecticut by 5 first half. Let's check in with Nancy Lieberman.
And Mike, it is pretty unbelievable in the Sooners huddle. You would think that Sherry Cole, her team was up by 5. She is so positive in her huddle, high-fiving, just communicating with her players. And she says, just keep attacking, keep attacking. Defensively, just jump to the ball and beat their post to their spot. They're going to have to do a better job of that because the triplets have really hurt them in this game.
She's a marvelous story, Nancy, coming out of high school to take over the program. And in only 6 years, she has them playing for a national championship. Good cross-court pass to Jackson. Wide open. Is that funny rotation on the shot.
Something like that shot put.
Yeah, and it comes out spinning at about a 30-degree angle instead of straight up and down. Nice steal by Jackson. Moore got back very well.
Oklahoma has had very active hands in this first half.
Talbert against the double team. Good pass against the baseline. Ross
And this is the one thing that Sherry Cole talked about also, runs. They did not want Connecticut to get runs. Oklahoma has missed a couple shots.
Asia Jones fouled on the double team as she went to the hoop.
And that's really about the first time it looked like a run. Even though Connecticut didn't score off that, they've gotten a couple transition baskets, but there you can see the push down by Asia Jones gets away with it. And Caulfield said, you're not going to get that shot off.
Boy, did she ever.
Good foul. Just make sure she didn't even have an attempt.
Let's go to Michelle.
Mike Gino Auriemma in the last timeout told his team, we are not shooting the basketball until it is passed 3 times. Luckily that time for the players, they got fouled before they passed 3 times.
Like the old North Carolina offense. Jones, who was not a good free throw shooter, only 60%. Misses the first. Oklahoma certainly acquitting itself very well in this first half. They're only down by 6. And we only have 2:52 to go in the half. Remember the last time they played into the second half, it was only a 4-point game. So Oklahoma already believes that they can hang with UConn, even though they're 38-0. Ross took her eye off of it, fortunate to get it back.
And in that game, Diana Taurasi didn't score a point in the first half. All her 18 points came in the second half.
Dales picked up on the drive, somehow adjusted the shot and hit it. Dales has 6.
The one thing that has helped Dales this year is that last summer she was in the Olympics playing for Canada, and she also had 5 new players on this team where she felt that she had to really take the load off, and the team went to her, Roslyn and the other seniors after the Iowa State game. They lost, and they really calmed her down and said, you got to take the leadership role.
That's an offensive foul on Swin Cash, her second. She just took too long to make up her mind. Had the early open, hesitated, and it cost her.
Well, she had the shot right away, but not only that, you see the good defense by Caulfield taking the charge, but you're not seeing this extra pass by Connecticut right now.
The turnover story, Connecticut already with 11. Normally, they have half their opponents. Tonight, they have twice as many. Jackson, Talbot, couldn't hit it.
But it was a wide open shot. Again, this 4-guard offense by Oklahoma.
There's Bird. She loves to run because she's so good in the open court. The player of the year hits a jumper. That's a 4-point turnaround.
That's the one thing that Gino Auriemma says about Super. Nobody wants to win as much as she does. When you put the ball in her hands, she's going to make something happen.
And 95% of the time, it's very good. Taurasi. Check it. I thought they were going to call a foul on Taurasi. They called a travel underneath, I believe.
Great situation. The long pass, Sue Bird. You can see how she sizes up the defense. The defense was falling back. She was left wide open for the shot. She has the ability to not only take that shot, but also penetrate.
Here's the backcourt comparison. It's been Dales and Caulfield outscoring Bird and Taurasi. But Caulfield just picked up her second personal foul, something Sherry Cole went slightly ballistic over. And it will send Sue Bird to the free throw line.
And Sherry Cole said, Lanisha Caulfield is the one player that has to play 40 minutes. She has to stay in the game for us. And it's not her offense. I mean, she can make things happen on the offensive end, but it's her defense.
Sue Bird hits them both. She scored the last 4, and it's back to an 8-point lead with 1:15 to go in the half. Bird is a rally killer. She can just come down and hit those big shots one after the other. Here she goes again on the run. 2 on 3. Somehow she found Moore cutting to the basket. Got eyes in the back of her head. Moore was trailing her.
What a pass by Sue Bird.
40 to 30.
We talk so much about the big players for Connecticut, how well they run the floor and how well they trail.
Dales on a double clutch. Again, good defense by UConn. And the Huskies putting on a burst here at the end of the half.
A fast break situation. The ball is in Bird's hands. And we talked about her making it happen for her teammates. That time, instead of pulling up for a jumper and going all the way, she has the presence of mind to see the whole floor.
It's a 10-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Good head fake by Bird to get open. Doesn't get the roll, but Swin Cash has to follow. 8 in a row for Oklahoma, or 8 in a row for UConn against Oklahoma. So what was becoming quite close, pushed back to a comfortable margin by the undefeated Huskies.
First time Sherry Cole has had to call a timeout to stop the run. But you see Sue Bird has the nice shot. She kept her dribble alive off the double team. And Swin Cash on the offensive board. In spurts, Connecticut has been able to hit the glass and come up with key baskets.
And Talbert just looked tired on that last rebound. Like she couldn't go up with Cash again. Well, the 29,000 on hand here at the Alamo Dome for the national championship game. It was 34-30. Oklahoma had a shot at a 3-footer that would have cut it to 2. But since then, Connecticut has hit the last 8 points, and Sue Bird has 4 of them.
You know, Connecticut did this the other night against Tennessee, where they went on so many runs against Tennessee. It was just tough to stop the bleeding.
Oklahoma with the last opportunity to shoot. Dales dumps it down to Talbert. 0.6 of a second on the clock. Coming up, the Marriott halftime report. Robin, Vera, and Nell will have images of the tournament. First half analysis for us. Got a catch and shoot. Hill put the ball on the ground and had no chance. So a late burst by UConn. An 8-0 run in the closing moments of the half gives them a 12-point lead over Oklahoma. Michelle is standing by with Gino Auriemma.
I am. Thanks, Mike. A nice run to close out the first half. Do you feel like the jitters are finally all worked out of this team?
I don't know. I don't think they're going to be worked out till about midnight tonight. You know, the game is being played at a little bit of a frenetic pace, you know, and I'm afraid that that's more to Oklahoma's liking. You know, we would like to play the game under a more controlled pace, and we're going to have to do that in the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thanks, Michelle.
UConn trying to go 39-0 and win a national title. They're up by 12 at the half over the Sooners of Oklahoma. It has been a game of streaks. UConn 14-6 to start the game. Swin Cash was tough inside, but the Sooners responded in the next 3 minutes with a 9-4 run. And UConn ended the first half 8-0 to take that 42-30 lead. Connecticut not hitting from the outside, but overall shooting 60% in the first half.
We talked about the supporting cast of both teams, and Connecticut right now, they're inside play. Swin Cash, they're getting the ball inside. That's where that 60% comes from. Connecticut only 0 of 3 from three-point range, all from Taurasi.
Sherry Cole, who got the job at Oklahoma on the recommendation of Gino Auriemma, trying to complete an improbable journey here at the Alamo Dome.
Well, we talked about the two-point guards, All-American Sue Bird and Stacey Dales, how they'll step up and make a difference in the second half.
Taurasi with a runner from 16. Good screen out inside from Jamie Talbert, allowing her teammates a shot at the ball.
That's right. That really was a team effort to get that rebound. Dales knocked it out, too. Sometimes the little things that these, quote, stars do out on the floor don't always show up in the stats.
Taurasi staying with Dales as she runs the baseline. Talbert, good step through, and she'll draw the foul on Asia Jones. That'll be 2 on the senior.
Jamie Talbot only averages just under 8 points a game, and they don't have an inside presence, but you wonder if Oklahoma will try and go to Jamie Talbot. Her career high is 21 points against Butler. Don't know if she'll get that tonight, but if they can try and establish some kind of presence inside, it will help their cause.
That's her first point in this ball game. Hits them both. Let's go to Michelle.
Mike, I spoke with Sherry Cole at halftime. I told her that Gino Auriemma thought the pace of this game was playing into her hands. She said, yeah, he's a master of psychology. His lead is playing into his hands. She's disappointed that her team hasn't rebounded better and that they didn't take advantage of the stretch in the first half where they had UConn on the ropes. She wants better rebounding and much better defense here in the second half, Mike.
She already got hurt on the boards off the miss by Bird as UConn starts the second half in the zone. Asia Jones right down the middle, uncontested. She has 11.
And even though Oklahoma got beat on the boards, they had more shots than Connecticut.
Ross, great hesitation dribble, and draws the foul on Taurasi.
Well, I think that's going to be a key. Starting out at the beginning of the second half, how Oklahoma continues to attack. Because we saw in the beginning of the first half, when Connecticut picked up those quick fouls, they kind of were taken aback. Now, if Oklahoma can come out and get some fouls, attack like that, get themselves to the free throw line. Because you know what? They didn't get to the free throw line enough in that first half. They've got to do it in the second half.
And they're an exceptional free throw shooting team, nearly 75% as a ball club. Ross hits 1 of 2,
but
44-33.
They only took 3 in that first half, where Connecticut was 6 of 8.
Cash looking low, then goes to Bird. Taurasi, beautiful quick pass inside. With ball movement, they made that one look easy.
And Taurasi was just setting it up. She wasn't even looking at Sue Bird when she got the basketball. It was coming to her. It was like a quarterback throwing the ball ready before the receivers made the cut.
Talbert, as you suggested, getting more possessions and hits her first field goal of the game. But
you also wonder if that will play into the hands of Connecticut because they feel that Talbert's not going to beat them.
Talbot right now working hard on defense against Williams. Bird with that great dribble. Asia Jones can't get it in, but Williams is there for the follow. The senior from Dayton, Ohio.
What's happening with the Sooners, they're trying to block out, but they're getting so caught underneath the basket. By the time they block out, they're putting the Connecticut players in position to rebound.
Dales gave it to head fake on the 3, then tries to go baseline. Forced it up after she got too far under. And then a foul on Caton Hill.
On the previous play, watch Connecticut, how well they set picks underneath. You see Asia Jones coming over, Tamika Williams coming across, and there's no talk on the defense. Talbert was picked off. They either got to make the switch quicker or you've got to go around over the top. But that's got to be a switch that Stacey Dales knows is coming. They've got to talk to each other on defense.
Swin Cash too strong. The long rebound to Williams. And Taurasi steps behind the three-point line to take his shot. And there's little Rosalind Ross at 5'9", snatching the rebound. Stacey Dales for 3, line drive, jumper, what a bounce! What a bounce on a three-point shot!
And maybe that's all she needs to get going.
You'd smile too. That thing hit everywhere.
And there's that low pick again.
Cash lost it on the way up. And the foul will be on Stacey Dales. Keep in mind that neither one of these teams has depth they really want to go to.
This is a great shot right there because there's the future. Diana Taurasi and Gino Auriemma, both Italians. And Taurasi just kind of staring space. I think she's learned that from Sue Bird.
Cash at the line. One of 4 Naismith candidates in this starting lineup. And there's Taurasi again with Gino. Gino Auriemma has won 30 games or more 6 consecutive seasons. (16:24 to go in the game, 50-38. Caulfield. Ross with a runner. Good hustle again by Caton Hill. She's had several hustle rebounds. Talbert blocked by Asia Jones, and then Taurasi reached in and took it away from her. Bird, 2-on-3, takes it all the way.
The defense, a quick double team, but Oklahoma wants to continue to push it. Poor shot selection.
Taurasi got a piece of that block and a foul on Oklahoma inside. And Sherry Cole is really hot.
It's the decision-making of her players. We talked about Talbot going inside. You see the double team, the block. And then Sue Bird taking it to the hole. Connecticut taking the lead, 52-38.
Back in San Antonio with Sue Bird's mom, a very nervous Nancy Bird. Sue looked nervous early. Were you surprised at that?
Sometimes she does look like that. I don't think she's nervous. I think that it's just, how can you help it? There's tension. I don't think she's nervous. I think she's always self-confident. I think that all the girls, you know, sometimes it just happens like that, but I don't think she was nervous.
She went down hard early in the first half, got up a little gimpy. How much did that scare you?
It scared me, but I've seen her do that 1,000 times. I have to say, I've seen her do that 1,000 times. The only time I didn't see her do it, she was at practice and she really hurt herself. So when I see her do it, it's okay, as long as I see her.
This just seems to be such a big night, and you are so nervous. Is this representative of everyone on the team and everyone with the program right now? Just big bundles of nerves?
No, I'm the only idiot. I just had a hot dog and a hamburger like I need it. That's just my personality, trust me. I cannot be out there playing like she does.
Take a deep breath. Thanks for joining us. Back to you, Mike.
All right, Michelle, thanks very much. The largest lead of the ball game for UConn. Turnover here gives it to Caulfield. Oklahoma needs to stop the bleeding right now. Three-pointer will do it. All-American Stacey Dales bangs that one home. She has a dozen.
Way to call it, Mike. Two-time Big 12 Player of the Year. You know, Stacey Cole was telling me, as far as this team, when they get down, she feels that the Big 12 has really prepared them for this level. I had a chance to talk to the kids the other day in practice, and it wasn't the question as far as how much Connecticut scares you. Have you been down before? And they said, yes, in the Big 12, we play against big crowds all the time. We play against tough competition all the time. They felt that the Big 12 Conference really prepared them for this level, and to play somebody like Connecticut, they felt that the Big East Conference wasn't as difficult as what the Big 12 goes in.
And what also helped them was going to Connecticut to play them earlier this year. Caulfield has picked up her third personal, but she'll stay on the court. And Swin Cash at the line. 16 points tonight. 9 boards.
And 4 assists.
Just your average All-American evening.
Oklahoma really struggling to hit their shots. They're 33% from the floor, and it's been this pressure defense by Connecticut, switching things up.
This is Selman who has come back into the ballgame. Dales tries to take it inside, and a reach-in foul, I believe, on Taurasi. And it is. That's 2 on Diana Taurasi, the sophomore from Chino, California.
Well, we heard that all the way. Gina Oriana said she wasn't shooting the ball. But Stacey Dale, she's going to have a busy next couple weeks. Gets married to her fiancé, Chris Schumann, who she met in class. And he was reading, it was a communications class, and he was reading the newspaper, and at the time she was the number 2 in the assists in the Big 12 behind Adrena Brown from Texas. And he said, "You're only number 2?" And threw the paper at her, and from there it was love at first sight, I guess.
Sounded like a rocky start.
Well, they get married in April.
Well, our best to them, 56-43. Bird, nice catch.
The thing that impresses me, too, is her footwork. She doesn't get caught for the travel with that bad pass.
Taurasi leans into one, fight for the rebound. Asia Jones comes up with it, and because Caton Hill went to the floor, there was nobody there to check her for the easy follow.
Well, you can see Oklahoma is really trying hard on the boards to screen that Husky team out, but they are relentless.
Jackson kicks it outside. Caulfield against Bird. Dales picked up her dribble. Tipped out of bounds by UConn with 12 on the shot clock. Conlon will come back in, and Taurasi will get a rest. Gino Auriemma trying to alternate his starters, keep everyone fresh to an extent. Jackson, nice play off the baseline. Conlon commits the foul. Would have been a big bucket for Jackson. Would have had a shot at a three-point play, but she will go to the line for a pair. Jackson, just a freshman out of St. Louis. Been a good reserve off the bench this year. Good ball handler. Provided them instant offense. And even at 5'9", averages nearly 5 rebounds a game.
And this Oklahoma bench is deep. They've got a lot of bodies out there, but Deanna Jackson is the one that provides most of the offense. 58% of the bench comes from her scoring-wise.
Missed both free throws. The lead is still 15.
Asia Jones is so strong working inside to get position. She's been open, but the ball movement on the perimeter has been a little slow.
There's a switch and bounced off the knee of Tamika Williams.
Even though it's a turnover, you have to like how Connecticut was able to adjust and come up when they weren't getting the ball inside to come up and use the pick and roll.
We're at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio playing for the national title. Oklahoma and UConn. UConn has led all the way. Oklahoma tied it at 2-4, but they have never had the lead in this game, and that's a familiar spot for Connecticut. They have trailed some 50 minutes the entire year in 39 games, and now Bird will go out to get a breather. Still plenty of time to go, but if you're an Oklahoma fan, you want to see some signs of a comeback right here. Jackson goes all the way to the baseline, all the way underneath, double teamed and blocked. Got in too deep at 5'9".
She tried to create something, but as you said, got too far underneath, had nowhere to go.
Taurasi, nice one-hand pass to Jones. Fall-away jumper won't go. Here comes Dales. She loves to run. Tried to get it to Hill, but it's another turnover in UConn basketball.
And Ashley Battle knocked the ball away. Stacey Dales thought she was going to have a nice dish off, but the floor just really wasn't quite spread enough.
Taurasi looking over at Gino Auriemma to see what he wants. Jones outside. Taurasi backing down in the lane. Good anticipation by Jackson to get the steal. 3-on-3. Ross, who's been quiet. Now to Dales for a three, way off. Offensive rebounder Ross. Dales penetrates, scoops, and got it, and draws the foul.
If they can get more cuts like that, opening up the floor. Stacey Dales came from the weak side, all the way opposite side of the ball, with a nice pass inside. Diana Taurasi on the other side. Give credit to Deanna Jackson. As soon as Taurasi was trying to post up and get inside position, Jackson kind of let go, and Taurasi fell down.
Dales can't complete the three-point play. It's 58-45. Oklahoma missing a couple of opportunities here in the last couple of minutes to cut bigger chunks out of that lead. If you're wondering why Taurasi is just holding the ball in backcourt, there is no 10-second count in the women's game. There is a backcourt after you cross it, but no 10-second count. Here's a reach-in steal. Caulfield going for the layup. Blocked from behind by Cash. Caulfield slowed down a little bit to come under control. Sherry Cole doesn't believe there was not a foul on that one. 11:23 to go in the game. UConn by 13. Here's Nancy.
Well, thanks, Mike. 40 of the 58 points in the game have come from UConn's triplets in the middle, Jones, Cash, and Williams. As you can see right now, none of these players have been touched by an Oklahoma player. You've got to meet them with force. You've got to have some contact, or it's going to be just a layup drill for them. In the first contest, they had 43 points, and you can see what's happening tonight. They are absolutely dominating. And don't you agree that the Sooners have got to be more physical with them?
Well, they're trying to. They just don't have the players to do it, especially when they're running the four-guard offense. And Gino Auriemma talked about coming into this game that his frontline players, not only one, had to establish defense, but they had to make themselves hard to guard, and they've definitely done that for Oklahoma.
Offensive foul called away from the ball. Against UConn. And it was called on Ashley Battle. That will be her first. And the 16th Husky turnover of the night. Oklahoma still within striking distance, down by only 11. But UConn has kept them pretty much at bay when they get that close. That pass went right through the legs of Lanisha Caulfield.
And Sherry Cole was just kind of shaking her head on the sideline, and those are the kind of turnovers that is hurting her team.
Bird. Nice bounce pass inside to Asia Jones. Another backdoor cut, and as Nancy said, layup drill.
Asia Jones, the versatility of being able to run the floor and having a repertoire of shots.
Caton Hill switched to the left hand, couldn't hit it. Bird. Nice catch by Cash. She goes to the left hand. Caton Hill hustled down, got the rebound.
Caton Hill was so concerned about Asia Jones behind her, and she was waiting to get somebody the ball off the outlet. She gets called for the travel.
10:22 to go for a national championship. Bird off the inbound. That great hesitation dribble. Oh, what a beautiful cut. Beautiful pass. Tamika Williams and Asia Jones combining on a classic play.
That's the one thing Sherry Cole talked about. You cannot help out on the double team. And it's so hard sometimes to teach the kids unless you have more than one day to really prepare for your opponent. But you cannot double team, because that is what's going to happen, is those back doors like that. And Sherry Cole knows her players have to help out a little bit more off the other rotations.
There's a foul on Sue Bird, and Caulfield is very lucky she was not called for a technical.
Well, Nancy Lieberman talked about Oklahoma being a little bit more aggressive, and I think that is just frustration right there.
Actually swung her elbows very wide and then gave a little forearm shiver against Sue Bird. Officials will normally give you a little latitude in a game that means this much, but not more than that. (62-49). 10 minutes to go for the title from the Alamo Dome. And no matter who wins this game, they will remember the Alamo Dome. Asia Jones lost it. Nice tip by Caulfield. Here comes Ross.
And that's the thing Gino Auriemma talked about this particular game, too. He felt that with Oklahoma, it would be a very entertaining game for people to watch.
Caton Hill kicks it back out to Jackson. Little shovel pass to Stacey Dale. Back inside to Caton Hill. Double teamed and fouled by Sue Bird. That'll be 3 on Sue Bird.
And Sue Bird cannot believe it that it's not jump ball. She does a great job helping out. Once the ball goes inside, Caton Hill puts it on the floor. It's all ball, and then it's across the arm. But that's when they call it, is across the arm.
And Caton Hill did a good job of turning her body so her arm did get involved in it. Because Sue Bird, for a couple of seconds, you're right, was just all over the ball. Free throw missed by Hill. They are 9 of 15 in this half.
Caton Hill for 8 years took dance, jazz, and tap, and piano. She said, my parents exposed me to everything.
It's like do a little Irish stomp right now inside. 62-50 Hill with another steal. She's shown great hustle tonight. Bird got back on defense. Ross for 3. Huge shot. They've cut it to 9. Can the Sooners make the comeback? Caton Hill, an unsung hero in this game. And this time, hustle led to points. As Ross hits the 3, we're down to single digits. 9:05 to go. Oklahoma making a run. They have cut it to 9 with 9:05 left for a national championship in San Antonio. You knew they wouldn't go away.
Well, they've been down before, and there's no quitting those Sooners.
They've scored 10 of the last 14. Taurasi, that'll be a block. And it's on Dales, her third. So Dales has 3, as does Caulfield. 3 for Taurasi and Bird for UConn.
It may not have seen it, Mike, but that was an unbelievable cut by Diana Taurasi off that high post. Normally players will go to the outside, but as quick as she was coming back inside, I think it surprised the Oklahoma defense.
Taurasi and Bird, both exceptional free throw shooters. Back to 11. Looking for Dales, trying to run the baseline, but they have other options. Bodies fly. Jackson again got in a little deep and couldn't convert. Taurasi picked up by Dales, and here's an offensive foul.
We saw Swin Cash do that before. Gino Auriemma's not happy with the results.
Asia Jones called for that one. It's her third.
You see Jones pushing off, and what happened was when she dipped down to the right, then she pushed left, and the arm was way too far out there.
3 on Jones, so 3 Connecticut starters. Saddled with 3 fouls right now. And Gino Auriemma telling her why she was called for that one. Caulfield at the line. Big free throws now, and the rest of the way with only 8:32 to go. Caulfield hits the free throw.
When she started playing basketball, her dad coached her, and then her mom kind of took over. She also played softball. Her mom coached her in softball, and 2-sport athlete.
She's hit 6 out of 7 from the line, has a dozen. And Sherry Cole in an upbeat mood as her team is back within 9 again.
And even when she's gotten mad, she's got a smile on her face. That's what Gino Auriemma said. She's too happy.
Well, she'll be wildly ecstatic if they can outscore Connecticut by 10 down the stretch. 6 on the shot clock. Bird has to go back and retrieve it. Kicks it out to Taurasi, wide open for 3. Couldn't hit it, but Williams with an offensive rebound and a fresh shot clock for Connecticut. Williams in the double team and has to use a timeout.
Oklahoma worked so hard on the defensive end, and then not to come up with the offensive rebound Connecticut did.
So often that three-point shot will lead to a long rebound, even if you have good position. The other team manages to get it from you. Tomorrow on ESPN2, it's Major League Baseball opening day presented by the Home Depot. It all starts at 1 Eastern. The Pirates at the Mets, followed by the Twins and the Royals, and then at 10 Eastern, the Rangers and the A's. For the complete schedule, log on to ESPN.com. This has been an entertaining ball game. And how often have you seen it? The big shots that Bird has hit, the big shots that Dales have hit. Your All-Americans are the ones that seem to take the shots at the critical moment, and invariably they make them.
Well, they want the ball. They thrive on pressure, and both coaches have talked about the presence that both those players have on the floor, the calming effect that they have with their teammates, and that they know that they're in control.
Taurasi to inbound. Swin Cash backing in against the double team. When Dales had her arms straight up, they're going to call her for the foul. That will be 4 on the All-American from Brockville, Ontario.
Well, you got to give credit to Connecticut to go right at Stacey Dales. She's got 3 fouls, and Swin Cash wanting the basketball to attack her, trying to come up with a 4th foul, and they do.
And Sherry Cole knows she can't take her out of the ball game, even with 4 fouls and 7:53 to go on the clock. This is it. Swin Cash gets the roll. 18 points for Swin Cash tonight and 11 boards. Some double-double in a national championship game. It's the second one as well. UConn responding to the Oklahoma run. They're 7:53 away from being undefeated. Connecticut trying for 39-0. and a third national championship, and now Stacey Dales will sit down with those 4 fouls. How long can they leave her there?
Well, they need her three-point shooting. Oklahoma is 5 of 13 from three-point range. Connecticut 0 for 6. They have not knocked down a 3. They haven't had to.
Kaiten Hill trying to penetrate. Nice bounce pass to Talbert. Missed the shot. Got her own rebound. Pump fakes and scores.
Well, that was a big rebound because Connecticut is dominating 36-20 on the boards, and Sherry Cole continuing to cheerlead on the side.
Now Connecticut can use a little time off that clock. Jessica Moore, the redshirt freshman, is in. She's number 31. Bird keeping the dribble alive. Now has to pick it up. The steal by Talbert. Excellent defense. Boy, you take it away from her, you've done a great job.
Well, she did. Bird did a good job cutting the corner, but the double team was too much on her, and she couldn't get an open look off the pass.
20 turnovers by Connecticut. Hill with a drive. Can't hit the shot. UConn ball. Boy, and the Oklahoma bench was up calling for a foul again.
You know, this Connecticut team, again, #1 in the nation, field goal defense. The Sooners struggling to get shots to fall.
Taurasi, great use of the screen. Missed the shot, but Williams with a follow. Williams and Asia Jones have just been sensational inside. The lead back to 11.
Williams has only missed 1 shot, 6 of 7 from the floor. Coming into the game, shot over 70%.
Jackson, they left her alone to take the 3. She missed it. Caulfield, offensive rebound. Ross for 3. Ross has come up big. She has 14, and it's an 8-point game.
So one thing you knew about this Sooner team coming in, they can shoot the 3s, and Gino Ariema said that was going to be a concern as far as trying to find who they were and get somebody on them.
Bird looks inside. Taurasi forced it, got it back, and scored. Another offensive rebound for the Huskies.
The second and third opportunities really hurting Oklahoma.
You just can't teach size. And that's what UConn has inside.
Oklahoma.
30-second timeout called by Oklahoma.
Diana Taurasi using her size, trying to go inside, and misses the first one, comes back off the second one. Jackson at 5'9", and Taurasi at 6 foot. But Taurasi is so confident in her ability to post up or face the basket.
Let's go to Michelle. She has more on Diana Taurasi.
Well, Mike, we're going to see a lot more of Diana Taurasi in the next couple of years. She knows she's going to miss these seniors terribly, but I asked her if she was ready to take over as the team leader, and she said, oh, yeah. And the seniors all tell me Diana is not afraid to say anything. She hates to lose. She was the leader on the U.S. junior national team over the summer, and Sue Bird tells me Diana will have UConn under control next season, Mike.
Michelle, you know who specifically is not going to miss the 4 seniors? Pat Summitt of Tennessee said she might go to UConn's graduation and cheer when those 4 get their diplomas.
Well,
you can't blame her. She'd have a lot of company, too.
And Diana Taurasi's role is going to change. She'll handle the ball a lot, but she'll also be taking more shots.
Stacey Dales back in the ball game. Gets the lead pass from Jackson. Has to kick it back out. 5:19 and counting. It's a 10-point game. Jackson to Hill. Shot clock at 10. Ross for 3. Look at Sue Bird go up and get the ball.
Well, I thought Caulfield passed up an open look, and she's got to help out.
She did.
If she's got those open shots, she's got to help her teammates out.
She didn't look like she wanted to shoot that 3-point shot.
And this has been a great crowd for both sides.
Taurasi, a very aggressive pass. Great pass to Asia Jones from Williams, and then Cash with a follow. She's fouled.
Stacey Dales doing the smart thing as far as staying in the game, keeping herself there. She knows she cannot block the shot. Asia Jones was wide open, but guess what? She distracted her enough to miss it. But again, there is Connecticut with the offensive rebound.
Swin Cash will go to the line. It was the 4th foul on Kaiten Hill, so they're starting to add up. She and Dales both with 4. Swin Cash makes it an 11-point game.
You know, and on the side, we saw Gino Auriemma trying to work out on offense as far as setting the spacing up in the pass. And I've kind of said this is Gino Auriemma is the hand. He knows exactly what's going on, and everybody else is the glove on this team.
Swin Cash has hit 11 out of 13 from the free throw line tonight. Normally only a 69% shooter.
But
Caulfield again had the 3, then drives and threw it away.
Oklahoma panicking a little bit, trying to rush things. They've got to stay calm within their offense.
Annie, you don't get that many open looks against UConn's defense. You got to take them.
Every opportunity you can, and you only get one chance, it's going to be tough.
Bird. Oh, would that have been pretty just to see the catch made? I mean, unbelievable ball movement, but maybe a little much.
Williams had 5 red jerseys around her, and give credit to Tamika Williams' presence of mind with that snatch and just flicking it out there to Asia Jones, even though it went out of bounds.
21 UConn turnovers. We'd have to search the history books. I can't imagine somebody having 21 turnovers in a championship game and winning the title, but that's what it looks like tonight. Wide open, Caton Hill. They cut it to 8 again. Oklahoma refusing to go quietly against undefeated UConn. Their smallest victory margin all year, 9 points against Virginia Tech. Right now they're up by 8. Cash to Bird.
And now it's up to the Sooners to come up with their own runs.
Foul on Asia Jones, her 4th. Good job by Caulfield at 5'9", battling to get the rebound.
And then for foul number 15, Asia Jones, the full personal, 10th team foul.
The worst performance, as we take a look at the three-point shooting, UConn 0 for 7. They are the best three-point shooting team in the country coming into this game, 41-1. Best in the country. They have yet to hit one.
Their worst performance was against Virginia Tech, where they were 2 of 10 in the second game. And in the first game, where it was 59-50, they won that game. They were 2 of 4. They only took 4.
Caulfield now with 13 points. It is a 7-point game. Make it 6. Holy cow, what a comeback by Oklahoma. They're within 6 points. Don't go away. Oklahoma has turned this into a white knuckler. They're within 6 of Connecticut at 3:24 left in the game. UConn, of course, trying to be the second Husky team to ever go undefeated in the NCAA and tied Tennessee for the best ever record at 39-0. Tennessee, the second team to do it. Texas back in '86 was the first in NCAA play. There were, however, before the NCAA took over, several undefeated teams in women's college basketball, Annie.
Immaculata, Delta State, and the Louisiana Tech team in '81. But Immaculata, 3 national championships in a row. Delta State, the same thing. Great team.
Big possession here. Sue Bird, the All-American, with a miss. Caulfield with another rebound.
And as you said in the timeout, Bird had got to come out at that timeout shooting the basketball. She did. She got a good open look. It didn't go down for her.
Ross, under 3 minutes to go. Dales, guarded by Williams, goes baseline, travel.
Well, I don't know. She showed the basketball. I don't think Melissa Barlow, who called the travel, had really seen that kind of play before. Stacey Dale's a little surprised.
2:46 and counting. Ross waiting for Bird. Asia Jones trying to make something happen in the lane. Basket. Caulfield, we had a good look at that one. Tried to flop and draw the foul. The officials weren't buying any.
I think Caulfield did a good job, though. The nice backdoor.
Nice cut and a beautiful pass. Caton Hill has had a sensational game.
Well, to get back to Caulfield, Lanisha Caulfield, 5'9", doing the best she can against Asia Jones at 6'2". Whatever can work for her.
I'd flop too. 2 minutes to go. 73-67. Jones bobbled the ball. Saved it on the baseline to Cash. Now Bird, 5 on the shot clock. Taurasi. Offensive rebound to Swin Cash. And a timeout called by Gino Auriemma. Another long rebound. Well, they've gotten them long, short, and in between tonight, Ann.
Every game going through the Big East tournament, going through the NCAA tournament, somebody on the starting 5 has stepped up. Swin Cash has been huge in this game. There you see the 3-point field goals. Connecticut, not one have been cold. Last year in the finals, Diana Taurasi, 0 for 11 from three-point range.
But the whole team has been unable to hit them, and Sue Bird, one of the nation's leaders at 47% from long range.
Well, it's not that that's hurting them so much as their turnovers. They've kept it in the lead, I think, because of their rebounding, and their front line has been relentless down there, and the shooting percentage by Tamika Williams and Swin Cash.
You know who this is tougher on? The players? On the moms. Nancy Bird. Nobody from Connecticut has seen one this close all year. 73-67. Taurasi backing in on Jackson with a big height advantage. Into the lane, leans into Dale's basket at the foul. And if it's on Stacey Dale, she's gone. It is. The All-American will foul out with 1:31 left. Stacey Dales gets a standing ovation.
Deservedly so.
She is a wonderful player who came from Canada to help Sherry Cole get the resurgence started, and she has done just that.
She just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, but look at Diana Taurasi. Timing-wise, didn't know Dales was going to come over, but just the timing off the spin off Jackson was incredible. And Gino Auriemma said in the first Oklahoma meeting in December, he really felt Diana Taurasi had turned the corner. When she had gotten into foul trouble in the first half against them, went scoreless, and scored all 18 points in the second half, he said, she's done it. She's turned that corner, and she knows what it takes.
Taurasi makes it a three-point play, 76-67. Without Stacey Dales, Oklahoma will have to play the final minute and a half. Hill, a lot of contact, no whistle. Taurasi goes for the rebound, knocks it over. Jones gives it back to Sue Bird. And now they've got a foul.
They can't let too much time run off the clock.
They already have. Down to 1:05. Here's my question. Why do you waste the first 10 seconds and then commit the obvious foul?
I don't think that they were sure on what to do. Letting too much time run off the clock, and Sherry Cole, you know, losing to Gino Auriemma. And again, this game is not lost. There's time left where they can come back and knock down threes. But she has loved his relentless attitude.
Connecticut has hit 17 of 20 free throws, and 85% on the night.
And that team has it. But she feels that she's picked up a lot of that and has instilled it in her kids, too.
78-67, and here's a nice move. Full court pressure to make Oklahoma take even more time off the clock. Reach in nearly another steal. 56.4 to go.
Sooners have to come up with some quick shots.
Oklahoma 32-3, trying for that magical 33rd, which would bring them a championship. Ross being dogged outside. Tough shot by Ross. What a three, gliding to the left, and she drained it.
That's the quick shot I was talking about. You cannot hesitate. Go ahead and get the shot blocked. Go ahead and get fouled. But at least put it up in the air and give yourself a chance. I thought Ross pass went up in the corner, but this time she was looking pick. Great hesitation move there. Swin Cash just getting her arms up, but Ross has to take charge now.
Boy, that It's tough when you can't even get your feet set and square your shoulders. Coming up next, Sports Center, Dan Patrick and Stuart Scott will take a look at the Huskies as they seek perfection in this one. How about the Hoosiers? And play ball. Everything coming together on Easter Sunday. Happy Easter to everyone.
All the families.
Absolutely. Less than a minute to go. 78-70. Oklahoma and UConn. Oklahoma with 2 timeouts left. UConn just 1. And a foul. And Bird will go back to the free throw line.
So one player you'd kind of like to try and keep the ball out of her hands. Not only with her ball handling ability, shooting over 90% from the free throw line.
And you just get the feeling if she's got to make shots to win the game, they're going in. I remember the first time we saw her play in the NCAA tournament her first year. We said, boy, what a special player she is going to be. And she has been special enough to win every Player of the Year award and make consensus All-American.
And as good as this team is this year, they were a pretty good team last year. Shea Ralph and Svetlana Abrasimova got hurt, and a lot of these kids that are seniors were juniors, stepped in going into the NCAA tournament and got that playing time.
Credit to Mika Williams with that last block as she reached out and knocked down the three-pointer of Caton Hill, and now the countdown will commence. 35.2 seconds to go. The lead is 10. And with All-American Stacey Dales on the bench, the quest for the Oklahoma Sooners to pull the upset and win a title in their first Final Four is rapidly disappearing.
Well, we talked about the close relationship of Stacey Cole and Sherry Cole and Gino Auriemma. And Sherry Cole had said, you know, when the game's over, you're always a winner because you always have that friendship. And if it wasn't for me, if I don't win the championship, I'm going to be glad for Gino Auriemma.
Nancy Bird, the emotion showing on her face. Knocked out of bounds to Oklahoma with 28.8 seconds left.
You got to love the heart of this Sooner team. They were up and down, but they made comebacks. And this is a team that's going to be around a long time, this program, to be heard from. And
what a journey. Back in 1990, they abandoned women's basketball. And 6 years ago, Sherry Cole came along out of Norman High School. And in 6 short seasons, has taken them from virtually nothing to the national championship game. But not enough against Gino Auriemma's Huskies. Connecticut is perfect. Tonight, Annie, gave Connecticut more than a lot of people thought they could. We suspected it might be a much closer game than many thought, and it was. And Oklahoma certainly had their opportunities, and they really gave the Huskies everything they could handle and more.
I really think the fact that they came in and believed that they could beat the Huskies in a one-game situation, and you saw that heart, you saw the effort. They did not hit open shots. It was very difficult. Inside presence by Connecticut. They established it early. They got to the glass. They out-rebounded Oklahoma. Oklahoma kept coming back, knocking down threes. And how about Connecticut not hitting one three-point shot and to get this kind of win?
Let's go to Michelle. She has Gino Auriemma.
You know I do, Mike, but this hug is something I don't really want to interrupt. Now they're going to let me. We'll start with Gino. This Oklahoma team, you had them by 12 at halftime. They never quit. Just talk about their effort and what you were thinking down the stretch as they kept creeping closer in.
Well, I never thought the game was over until the buzzer went off because I know those Oklahoma kids. I know the way Sherry coaches. I know Stacey Hansmeyer. Their staff did an unbelievable job preparing their team. And I knew, even when we got up 15, we had a couple chances to put the game away. And when we didn't, I knew they were coming back. There's no doubt in my mind. But our guys just, you know, what can you say? You know, all we got to do is put the ball in these hands. And I can't say enough about Swing Cash and the shot that Asia Jones made right there, won the game. That turnaround jump shot.
For the first time in this whole run, including the Big East Championship, every single win, you are starting to show some emotion at last. 39-0. It's only been done once before. This is only the second time a women's team has gone, the same women's team has gone undefeated. Can you yet grasp how special this is?
No, I don't think I can. Everybody's been saying this is a great team, and everybody said, well, what are they going to do when they get in a close game? Well, we got in a close game, and these kids came through like unbelievable. The reason there wasn't any emotion before was because this is the only thing these kids ever wanted, and
all right, let's talk to the kid who wanted it most. Sue Bird, you look nervous coming into this game. Can you talk about your team's frame of mind in that first half?
I don't even know. I don't know personally what was wrong with me, but I know my team did a great job tonight, especially Swin and Dee and Asia and Tamika. I mean, they all stepped up. And that's why we're the well, not the greatest team, but we're one of the greatest teams because, you know, when somebody's having an off night, anybody can step up and do it for us, especially in the biggest game.
And in the biggest game, when that clock finally started to tick down, your tears started rolling. Can you describe what was going on in your mind?
Just all the hard work throughout my 4 years, you know, all the tears, the blood, whatever it may be, the injuries. You know, we prevailed as a class, and this is the biggest stage right here, and we did it. You know, we went undefeated, and we were able to win a national championship. And words don't really describe how I feel right now.
Has it dawned on you, did it dawn on you guys coming in, this was the last game you four seniors were going to play together?
Yeah, you're going to make me cry again. You know, yes and no. We realized it was our last game, but at the same time, we knew what was at stake. And we wanted this really badly. Got to give credit to Oklahoma. They did a great job. But, you know, luckily we were able to win.
Congratulations, Sue.
Thank you very much.
Let's send it back to Mike Patrick.
Michelle, thanks very much. The emotion obvious on the face of Gino Auriemma and his kids. Wonderful team, and they earned this, Annie.
Well, they did, and the biggest thing is they were a team of unselfish players that accepted their roles, everyone from the starters down to who was on the bench. And Gino has created a family there, which he's like a father and a brother and all rolled into one. And the love of these four seniors for each other has really been remarkable to watch.
And how appropriate for Connecticut. All 5 starters finished in double figures, and they go 39-0.